Hello, so today I am doing my best films of 2013. This year I've seen a lot of crap and a lot of great and just a lot of truly terrible films. I've seen more bad than good this year, but there's a lot of films that have shone through and been really great. And for this top 10 best films of 2013, I'm going to have to do some mentions first. Now, the mentions are here for a reason. Like, we have Django Unchained, which got released in the UK this year. That's why it's a mention for this year. We also have The Wolf of Wall Street. I'm not putting that in here because that doesn't come out in the UK till next year. So I feel like putting it in this list wouldn't really make sense. I know it's out in America at the moment, but it wouldn't make sense going in here. But it would be in here if it got released this year for me. And then American Hustle is also a mention because it doesn't get released till January 1st next year. And then we have Wreck-It Ralph, which also got released in America last year. We didn't get it till this year. Then we have Evil Dead, Pacific Rim, The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, The Hunger Games, Catching Fire, This Is the End, Big Bad Wolf, Beauty and the Boxer, Drinking Buddies, Before Midnight, Don John, Monster University, The Way Way Back, Like Father Like Son, Captain Phillips, Kill Your Darlings, Rush, You're Next, Maniac, which I did put as my number one last year, but it actually got released in the UK this year. And then we have The Conjuring and The Wolverine and Elysium. Yep, that is the mentions. Many mentions, which you should all go and check out all those films as well. But let's go with my top 10. In at number 10 is Side Effects. Side Effects was a film that I absolutely loved. Steven Soderbergh or Sundberg, however everyone says his name, is an absolutely brilliant director. It was a psychological type film that had its very many twists and turns, and the acting was brilliant. Rooney Mara just completely sold the film for me, and it was one that just took me completely in, and I wasn't bored by it. It was a film that I absolutely enjoyed in the cinema, and it was great. In at number 9, something that people are really going to disagree on, Spring Breakers. Okay, this film, I'm going to speak about it in a new video soon because many people class this film as sexist and racist, and I can understand those things completely with you. But I thought this film was just... I saw it twice. I've watched it a third time on Blu-ray. It was a film that just excited me in the cinema with these neon colours, this pumping soundtrack. Yes, it was Skrillex, but it was the first time it worked in a film for me, and I was actually alright with it. But it was just an enjoyable, pumping film that really worked for me. I thought everyone did a great job. The best I've seen James Franco. He just sold the characters so well for me. It's a beautiful film with some annoying parts at points, and the script is a little bit annoying at points. That's why it's number 9 in here. I just enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it, and I just didn't expect it. Like, it's in here because there's films this year. The films that are in this list are films that I've come away and they've stayed in my mind. In the worst list, those are films that stay in my mind for being so shit. But there's films that stay in my mind for being so great, and that's the reason they're in this list. If that film can stay in my mind and I can talk about it to friends and I can be like, you need to go and see that. I spoke to friends about Spring Breakers and was like, it just took me away from something and was just really enjoyable. And no, it's about many things that I don't agree with, but it was still absolutely great, and I really enjoyed it. In at number 8 is Stoker. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, it's a really artsy film done by Park Chan-wook, or Chan-wook Park, however you want to say his name. He's one of my favourite directors, will always be, for the Vengeance trilogy and the other great films he has done as well. But Stoker with Mia Wachowski, I think I've got her name wrong. I think I've said Nicole Kidman and, oh god, I forgot his name. But he was brilliant just as the uncle. Everyone did a brilliant job. It was a beautiful film, excellently edited, with a really interesting story. And the script, for the first time writing from the guy from Prison Break, forgot his name again, sorry. Should have done my research for this today properly, shouldn't I? But Stoker was just a really enjoyable film that I really enjoyed. And just, it was an interesting story that intrigued me the whole way through. In at number 7 is The Place Beyond the Pines. I saw this at Glasgow Film Festival, and I just was taken right into it. It's a 3-hour long film. I think it's about 3 hours. It's a very long film, but it has like 3 stories to it. And the thing that pissed me off is there's a moment when people walked out. And the moment that people walked out, it just pisses me off that people went and saw the film for one reason and one reason only, for a actor that was in it. You can probably guess that, but it's a film that's just so well written and directed, and Derek Cian Frantz does an excellent job. He is a brilliant director, filmmaker, writer, just an absolutely brilliant film. Everyone does an excellent acting job. Bradley Cooper is brilliant, Ryan Gosling is brilliant, Dane Dehan is excellent. The whole film, to me, was just amazing. It just has its action with it, its crime story with it, but it has its emotion as well, and just takes you away, and is an absolutely brilliant film, and I suggest you check it out right away. Next one. This film made me cry, made me laugh, just many emotions to me. Short Term 12 was just an absolutely brilliant film, and one of the best indie independent films I have seen of this year, and it's why it's number 7, because this film, like, I look at many other films this year, and there's people that are going to be like, oh, there's so many other better films this year, but if a film can make me cry, only 2 films, about 3 films have done that this year, because of their true emotion and great writing and directing, and that's what Short Term 12 did for me. It was just an absolutely beautiful film. The cinematography was beautiful, the acting was great, all the kids and everyone did a great job in the film, and it's just a film with true emotion and a true feeling to its story, and that's why I thought it was absolutely brilliant. Number 5 is Prisoners. Prisoners is a hard to watch film. I saw this film with some annoying people eating popcorn behind me, but I blocked them out and was just taken right into this world and this film and the excellent directing and this booming soundtrack that worked completely with it. Jake Gyllenhaal and Hugh Jackman, just, this film is absolutely brilliant. It's a very intriguing storyline, a very hard to watch story, but one that you can believe and you can understand how these parents are feeling, and it was absolutely brilliant. If you have not seen Prisoners, I really suggest you check it out, because everyone does an excellent acting job with it, and it's just an excellent directed film. Wow, I was amazed by this film when I saw it. In at number 4, so many people are going to disagree with me on this, but I went through this list, I looked through all the films, there was all those films that I mentioned, I was like, can they go in this number 10? Because there's some films that I mentioned that could have gone in the number 10, but this film, I don't know why, I don't know what it was about it, but it just took me back to childhood of the Disney films and remembering stuff and just being this thing that just took me away from the reality, and it was just so much fun, made me smile and just made me feel like a kid again. And if a film can do that, then it's just great. Frozen is number 4, and you're going to be surprised by that. Disney just got it right here. It's a charming, beautiful, lovely, great film that I just loved. And I don't care what you think this number, if you're like, oh, it shouldn't be number 4, it's a girly film and stuff, it's about love and princesses. I just loved it. I really loved Frozen. The soundtrack, I just love the songs in that film. Frozen was a great film to me. And if you've not seen it, it was better than Tangled in my opinion. People were like, oh, it's not better than Tangled. I know it was made by the people that made Tangled, but I thought it was better. Olaf, the snowman, just a brilliant character. Wow, I'm amazed how much I like Frozen. And I was going through my stuff, and then I just put it in this list, and I'm like, it goes in here because of what it did for me. It was just great, and I really want to go and see this again. I loved it. And you're probably really surprised that it's in here. In at number 3 is The World's End. The World's End, I wasn't too sure on it the first time I saw it. I did love it the first time I saw it. Then I saw it a second time, loved it even more, spotted even more things with the Easter eggs that Edgar Wright puts in, and then I saw it a third time, spotted even more. Edgar Wright is just the man. He is a brilliant man who knows how to direct his films, knows how to do brilliant stuff. Everyone does a great job with this. This film is absolutely hilarious, but with a very dark story and emotional story. The action in this film as well, the fight scenes were incredible for me. The cinematography and the choreography of the fights, just brilliant. Edgar Wright, I love him, and he is a brilliant man, and I just love The World's End, and I think this is the best in the unofficial Cornetto trilogy. I absolutely love it, and that's why it's number 3. Number 2, this film came along this month and just did it for me completely. Nebraska is number 2, because Nebraska is absolutely brilliant. Nebraska is filmed in black and white, and it's just beautifully filmed. It shows all these like old settings of this town, and the black and white works so great for it. Everyone does an excellent acting job. Bruce Dern does a bloody excellent job, and Will 40 or 4, yeah, I think it's 440, just does an excellent job as the father and son. It's a father and son road trip film. The final scene of the film, oh wow, it just had me smiling so much. This film brings a lot of emotion, great storytelling, and is just absolutely beautiful. A beautiful story that just left me feeling good at the end. Because it's this really interesting story, and you want to see what happens to this guy, and it just keeps you on the whole time. This film is not boring. This film is funny as well. It's got some hilarious. I laughed loads at this film. It's got the emotion with it as well. It's a film that will make you laugh, cry, smile. It brings all the great emotions and is absolutely brilliant. And in at number 1, yes, so many people have had this as number 1, but this was just an excellent journey for me in the cinema, and I was so glad that I got to see it very early and stuff, and I just was taken right into it. Gravity is number 1. Gravity was just absolutely brilliant. It shows that, yes, I'm annoyed with CGI in some films, and CGI can be truly crappy now, but the CGI and the special effects were flawless for this film, and this is the first time. I'm someone that hates 3D, but the first time that 3D popped out for me and completely worked. And it's a film that you can see in 3D, that you need to see in 3D just to feel there and everything. And it is why it is number 1, my favourite film of the year, Gravity. But you should go and see all these films, because all these films, in my opinion, are perfect in the ways. There's many different films on this list. There's the comedies, there's the animation, there's the films with a lot of emotion, and sort of the action parts of the movies and stuff. I just loved all the films on this list, and that is my top 10 of 2013. My top 10 films of 2013. If you've seen any of these films, do you agree with me on this list? Or give me your top 10 down there. Tell me what your top 10 of the year are. And later this week, you shall be, or maybe tomorrow actually, you should be getting my worst films of 2013. There's one film on there that people are really going to disagree with, but I'm excited to give it all to you. Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I shall see you again very, very soon. Thank you very much. Goodbye.